Hello, I am Simulated Irk, and welcome to another episode of Simulated Irk Train Sim World. Today we're starting a little bit of a series where we're going back and revisiting some of the earlier downloadable contents, DLCs. And the one that we're going to start with today has had a lot of work done on it. It is a German route. It's the first German route. It is a rapid transit, so we're going to go along and see what changes have been made. I know there's certainly been a lot of changes around Simulated Irk since that episode was recorded. So let's sit back, relax and enjoy as we prepare to go back in time and look forward to the future as well to see what has happened in Train Sim World Rapid Transit. Hello, I'm Simulated Irk, and we are going back to the future.
Welcome to this Talent 2 articulated electric multiple unit built by Bombardier Transportation. This is a 3-car variant delivered to the S-Bahn Mitteldeutschland network in 2013.
I'm Simulated
During this brief introduction, we will cover how to start up the unit for operation, get moving, and then how to bring the unit to a stop. To start with, climb aboard via the cab door and sit in the driver's seat.
Okay, I'm Simulated Irk. Welcome back to Train Sim World. We're actually going back to the future today. This is Train Sim World Rapid Transit, which was one of the very, very early releases. There's been a lot of work done on this to introduce some things that we'll talk about as we go through that has been done on more recent versions of Train Sim World and more recent versions of the DLC. This train actually reminds me of the units that are now in Auckland and New Zealand, with the way that it's got part low floor, part high floor. So let's get into it. We'll have a bit of a walk around. And, whoops, we'll have a look around the train first of all. It's been a lot of work done on previous versions of the Train Sim World DLC to bring it up to the current standard, and also to improve some things that have been done on other models and things that were originally done on this one that needed to be fixed. Yeah, I want the door to open. Oh, it's not letting me open that door because it's not the door that I should be walking through. I wanted to go in that end, walk through and walk to the other end, but here we go. As we'll see after we do this tutorial, I thought, well, I'd just redo the tutorial just to bring myself up to speed on this train. There's been a whole heap of changes made, not only to the trains, but to the environment, to the stations, to the sounds, but also to the timetable. You can now run a 2017 timetable, which is when this DLC was originally released. And you can also run a 2021 timetable, which has more trains available to it. Alright, so we'll climb up the steps. I want to close the door. Can I close the door first? I should be able to close the door. There we go. Close the door. Jump in the seat.
During normal operation, this unit draws electricity from the overhead catenary via a pantograph. However, since the pantograph is currently in the down position, we have to power the initial systems by priming the auxiliary battery.
Okay, so the battery is over there. So really we should get out of the seat to do this. So we'll move over here and we'll turn on the switch. Everything's in German, which, you know, you can understand, for 5 seconds. That wasn't 5 seconds enough for you? There we go.
With power available, use the master key to unlock the control desk and turn on the multifunction displays.
Alright, so we'll get back in the seat. And the key, because they always seem to change where they put the key. Master switched to, not remote uncouple, on. Alright, confirm the train configuration by pressing E on the multifunction display.
Now activate the pantograph so that it raises up and makes contact with the overhead catenary.
Alright. Raise. Pantograph circuit breaker to
Set the exterior
closed.
lights for normal operation.
Now things are starting to fire up. Dimmed beam.
Set the reverser to forward.
Which one of you is the reverser? Oh, the reverser's there. It's more like a switch. Okay. To forward.
Sound the horn to warn anyone around that the unit is about to move.
Alright, where's the horn? Let's hope we've got a decent horn.
This unit has two braking systems, an indirect brake and a blended brake that is part of the power brake handle. Set the indirect brake to release. This brake is generally not required during normal operation, but can be used in cases of emergency.
Okay. Release.
Finally, switch off the parking brake.
P for parking brake.
Move the power brake handle as required, and the train will begin to accelerate. Great work. The unit is now moving.
Very slowly, but it is moving. We are moving.
Set the power brake handle back to the neutral position. Before traveling too far, let's bring the train to a halt. And to do this, move the power brake handle as required. Now that the unit has stopped, press the parking brake on button.
Parking brake on.
Well done. That concludes this brief introduction to the Talon 2 articulated electric multiple unit. A manual is also included, which covers everything in this tutorial and more.
Alright, so we have done the tutorial. Now, one thing that would have happened is that I would have done this with Train Sim World 2020, or the original, probably more to the, no, it would have been the original Train Sim World more to the point, so it doesn't recognise that I've done this before. So we have now done it. Alright, so what we're going to do now is, let's do a scenario. More German trains. I've got German trains that I haven't even got to without purchasing more German trains. We will get to some more German trains soon. As you would have seen in the introduction, we have some colourful units operating on the Southeastern High Speed. Train Sim World 2 Rush Hour arriving in the summer. That'll be good. We'll talk more about that as we go on. Okay, so we are going to be running this train. And as usual, at the end of the line, even though in theory someone's brought the train in. Oh, hang on, no, the pantograph is up. I thought that the train might have been totally dead, but it's not. One thing that we will notice rather quickly, this line now features working passenger information screens. So they now work. That was one of the things that was done, one of the many things that was done on this line. We've already got passengers on board. So let's get in. Sit in the seat. Now, it didn't tell me anything about the opening and closing doors on the tutorial. So let's see, where would you be? Unlock and close, unlock the doors and that on the left. Oh, that's parking brake. Right. Okay, so they're over here on the right hand side of the desk. Open doors. So loading passengers. Let's have a look outside. There's been major changes made to passenger behaviour, how they can interact with the train, how they can interact with the passengers and that sort of thing. Now in Train Sim World Rush Hour, which we saw the graphic for a little bit earlier, there's going to be a lot of changes to passenger behaviour, the amount of passengers and also how they look as well, so I'm looking forward to that.
Achten Sie auf den Abstand zwischen Zug und Bahnsteigkante.
Alright, let's load our train. Let's close the doors. And let's go. Now, have I forgotten something? Probably. Reverser into forward. Now, in reality, I shouldn't be able to move the... do I need to release the park brake? Park brake should be released. Come on, let's get going. Let's go. Now, what have I forgotten? Master switch is on. Reverser is in forward. Pantograph is raised. So let me see. Does that have to be open or closed? No, it should be open. Closed. Pantograph up. Alright, that's released. Passenger lights on. Master switch is on. Reverser is in forward. Oh, did we do the press E thing? Alright, now we should be okay to go now. We've got amp showing, that's a good sign. Why are you not moving? What have I not done? let's... what did I do there? The battery. In theory, that should be on already. Why are you not working? Alright, let's apply the park brake. Alright, let's go to reverse and neutral. Pantograph lower. Key off. So if we look outside now, yeah, pantograph is down. Alright, let's get back in the cab. Batteries on. Master switch on. Pantograph raised. Circuit breaker closed. Train consist confirmed. Reverser into forward. Park brake released. Passenger lights on. Cabin lights on. Sander, taillights dimmed beam. Let's look outside. Yeah, pantograph is up. Okay, let's go now. Okay, we're moving now. Now I don't know what I didn't do before to do that, but I just basically turn the train off and turn it back on again. Just going through the steps logically. And we're now moving. That sometimes is a problem if you're taking charge of this train. You know, it's just parked there ready to go. Until you go through the steps, you don't necessarily know what stage the train's at until you go looking at it and looking at the controls and saying, okay, have I keyed in? Yes, I've keyed in. Pantograph's up, yep. You know, is everything fired up? Is everything in the correct position? You know, have I put the reverser into forward? Have I turned the key on? Do I have power? Are my controls set up correctly? Okay, we've got our first station coming up here. So it's been a while since we've used the Talent 2. Yeah, we've only got a 3-car train. Whoops, 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 whoops. Let's keep going. we should be able to keep going. Now this is going to be confusing as anything for the system now because I didn't stop. Has it put me into some sort of restricted mode now? I think it's put me into some sort of restricted mode because I'm at max power and I'm doing 29 kilometers an hour. Now what this has also done, it's telling me to stop at the next at the previous station. Now there's no way I can stop at that previous station now. And so now I don't know. Hang on, there's a station. We won't be able to stop at this one, I bet. Max brake, max brake, max brake, max brake. We might as well just keep on driving to the end now. I will try and stop at the next station and see if it resets things. There's a station. Now it still wants us to stop at the previous station even though it's now 2 stations ago. So we'll see what happens when we actually release the doors here. So what we might as well do, because it's not going to do anything else, we might as well go back to the main menu, and then we might as well do a timetable, because we're not going to pass that scenario. So Train Sim World 2 Rush Hour, featuring Amtrak, featuring DB, and also featuring London trains, coming in a couple of months' time. We'll go to timetable mode. Now you can choose between the original timetable 2017 where there's 64 services, or 2021 where there's 238. There's also more trains that you can choose from in the 2021 timetable. So what we're going to choose, not the Talent 2, but we're going to choose this beastie. And let's just choose a random one. As I was saying, I've got so many more German trains to drive, so I'm not going to purchase any new German packs for a while. There is a new German train and route coming in Train Sim World Rush Hour as well, so that'll be coming out in a couple of months, probably by August, I would say, is the sort of date that they're suggesting at the moment. It's interesting that they haven't gone back and fixed the Amtrak from the original Train Sim World, but it is back alongside Boston Commuter Rail. Okay, driver southbound S8 service calling at all stations as far as Bootersfield. Okay, so let's have a look outside of our train. So we've got 3 carriages with a locomotive at the other end. Alright, so alrighty, brake key off. Throttle off. So what's our pantograph doing? Pantograph raised. Train line power on. MCB is closed. Brake key on. Reverser into forward. Did we open the doors yet? I saw the doors, controls. Let's have a look. The passenger doors open. Not yet. Oh, hang on, here's door locking. Door locking. Unlock left side doors. Yeah, unlock left side doors. So they should, I would have thought they were now open, but they're not. Let's try that again. Headlight instrument panels on. Cabin timetable lights on. Reverser forward. Unlock left side doors. Now they're open. Coach lights on. So we can see now people are getting on and off.
Bitte achten Sie auf den Abstand zwischen Zug- und Bahnsteigkante.
Alright, should be nearly time to lock the doors. Oh, you got to do it over here as well. Alright, let's see if this will work. Yes, we are moving. So it'll be interesting to see as we're driving along here, different types of trains that we'll see, not just this type. 4 kilometres to go before our next stop. Not that I can check it at the moment, but the level crossings apparently work like they do in high speed, so they'll come down when the trains are there and they'll raise again, and they'll raise again when the train goes past. Oops, what did I do? I don't want train brake on yet. Now the tracks in front of me are taking some time to draw in. Looks really weird. Now you won't necessarily hear a lot of noise at this end because it's a push-pull locomotive combination. It's an electric train anyway, but the loco's at the back, so this is like a driving trailer. Alright, start to bring the throttle back. We've got a kilometre to go now before we have to stop. I want to start bringing the speed back. Now it's one thing in the tutorial to say, oh, there's a manual. It would be good if they showed you how to actually open and close the doors. I've come in way too hard on the brakes. And I know later tutorials have actually got good at that, at showing you how to open and close the doors and actually running you to a station so you can experiment and work on how to open and close the doors. Alright, we can back off the train brake a little bit. Alright, we've done that. Now we can unlock open doors. Now we need to tell it what side. Unlock right, I think. So tell it what side and then unlock. That seems to be the message. Alright, so let's get back in the train. We'll lock the doors. So let me see if I get this right. Lock all, and then it's like a two-step process. You tell it what side. That seems to be the case. You tell it what side, Oops, wrong way. Tell her what side you want to open and then unlock. Or lock as the case may. Yeah, unlock. Whereas on more modern units, you've got a right side button, a left side button. You don't have to do the two movements. 7 kilometers away, so we'll just go to full throttle. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens with Train Sim World Rush Hour. It's promising to have a lot more trains, a lot more people, trains a lot closer together. And that's what I thought could have been brought in. Say they could have done that when they introduced the Bakerloo line, or keep the Bakerloo line for Rush Hour. Now the interesting one for me will be the Amtrak, because it's the same locomotive and carriages that was in the early editions of Train Sim World. Now they didn't, when they were introducing Train Sim World, there was a lot of things that have happened since, with the development of basically how the routes are built, how the trains are built. There's a big update coming for the underlying engine of the game, and so they're going to take advantage of that with Rush Hour. Now there's been a lot of work done with packs such as this and other later ones and more recent ones that have been brought up to modern, quote unquote, modern standards. But for some reason Amtrak was put in the too hard basket. Now clearly it's coming back with Rush Hour. Now it'll be interesting to see sort of how that goes alongside the Boston commuter rail. Now hopefully later on down the track they will actually introduce the Acela and the new version of the Acela, which is in testing, although that's probably some time away because it's not even in service yet. But certainly having the Acela as a train, as a downloadable content, a DLC later on down the track maybe. It's the, actually according to Dovetail, it's the fastest section of the North East Corridor which we'll be using on Rush Hour, so that will be interesting to see. From the England point of view, the main line between Brighton and London, that will be fascinating as well to see how that's done in Train Sim World. Has been done on Train Simulator before. Whoops, wrong one. Because the way I've got the controller set up, everything's actually in... Oh, I should think about stopping. Do have a station coming up. It was a rather quick 7-point-something kilometres. Alright, we can back off the brakes a little bit now. We came to a stop. I don't really have the feel for this yet. So what we'll be doing for a little bit on Train Sim World, we'll be going back to some of the areas that we've been to before and revisiting them. Alright, let's see if I've got this right now. Now we unlock to the right, and then we actually give it the final command to say yes, it's okay to open the doors on the right. So it's done that. Oi, where are you going? Yes, come back here. That's a really good idea. And you're just going for a walk, trying to get your steps up. Alright, let's get back in the train. So we lock all, give it the command to lock all, and then over here, that's the final command. Alright. Brakes off, throttle on. 3.5 kilometers before our next stop. Yeah, we've got another train. We haven't seen one of them yet. So that's basically what we're driving, except the locos are, yeah, the locos at the back again. I thought it might have been like in the Peninsula Corridor where the locomotives are always at one end and the driving trailer cars like this one are always at the other end. Like, I don't know too much about this area, so I don't know how it operates. I've got the feeling I should be hearing more clunkety clunk clunk of the tracks and everything. Sound is one of the biggest complaints that I've had about Train Sim World since day one. 1.3 kilometres, should start to do some braking, but not much at this stage. Whereas we don't want to come to a dead stop at the platform or before the platform like we did before. Seem to be coming in nicer this time. Speed's dropping nicely. I don't know what speed a regular driver would hit the platform here doing with this type of train and this network. Since I initially did rapid transit with Train Sim World, that was my That was more in the early stages of Train Sim World, and I was very frustrated with the user interface and how things worked. But I'm a lot more comfortable with it now. I never thought that I'd actually get to unlock the right. I never thought that I'd actually get to, what's this, episode 36. And indeed, if you read some of my episode descriptions from early on, it's like, yeah, I'm considering handing the keys back. I'm considering not using this anymore because it's just so weird. But I've got used to it now, and things have got a lot better. Alright, we'll lock all, and we'll close the doors. I do like the chime. Alright, brakes off, power on. 3 kilometers to go for our next stop. Max power. He's the one you want to touch. Alright, we can probably stop max powering now. Yeah, for a train doing 112 kilometers an hour, even though I'm sure that the cab's very nicely set up and very soundproof, I'd expect more noise. Let's start to brake. Oh, we've had a massive speed reduction, the speed limit change that I haven't taken any notice of. Now, speed's coming down nicely though. Okay, we can probably reduce the braking effort now. Just release the brakes. I was doing okay, I thought. That's one advantage of running a smaller train. Unlock, right. Open. It's one advantage of running a small train. You've got a lot of platform to work with. Alright, let's lock the doors. 11. Oh, 2.3 kilometers. I'm thinking. I just saw 11:27, and I'm like. So I'm pretty sure this is our last stop coming up. Now, I've never in real life driven a push-pull train, so I don't know how it's supposed to feel with a locomotive up the back pushing. Just coming to think about it now, last time I would have been in Germany would have been 2014. It's now 2021. Wow, it's like seven years ago this year. 1.2 kilometers. Time to stop powering. Time to start braking. If I had it, and it's always interesting with the benefit of hindsight, but when Train Sim World 2 came out and the first packs like Rapid Transit came out, I thought I've got to get as much as I can because I don't know how long this is going to be around for, and you know, things like, oh, this would be an interesting route. With the benefit of hindsight, I could have done without getting this if I'd have known how many German packs were included later on down the track. So we're just going to roll in here. Alright, we're going to unlock the right. There's another look at our train. I like the look of those carriages. I just wish I could drive one without the loco on the back. Alright, time to lock the doors. And I think this is the end of the scenario, end of the timetable. No, we continue. trying to know if these trains are actually designed for, you know, stopping and starting so close together. I don't know. Alright, throttle back. This signal's probably a good braking marker in reality. Our speed's reducing nicely. Kill off a lot of the initial speed early, and then, relatively speaking, roll in. Yep, this is looking alright. Now we can back off the brakes. Alright. Alright, Bitterfield, I think this is our last station. Coming up in 2.8 kilometres. Okay, the signal's telling us we're going to platform 6. Okay. Start taking the power back. Signal's also telling us we're going to platform 6. We've got a speed reduction coming up to 60 kilometres an hour. Starting to come under restricted signals again, confirming we're going on to platform 6. So we've got no signals against us now between here and the platform. Alright. Might have been too hard on the brakes there, but we'll just roll in. There's the station. Alright. Start to put some brake on. Alright, we'll unlock the doors this time, remembering that the doors are on the left. Open doors. Alright, we'll lock the doors. Now let's just see if we unlock this way. Sorry, lock them this way. Oh yeah. We can do that as well. And we have done it. We have done it. We have done it. We have done it. We get a bronze medal. 36 minutes, 25 kilometers. I'm now personally level 21. Level 4 rapid transit, level 4 on this type of train. So what we might do, we might go for a walk. Go for a walk through the train. You bet I'm going to sit in the first class seat. So we go down here. The platforms are rather low. There's a lot of spaces for bikes, people in wheelchairs. There's a toilet. So there's a lot of low level platforms. Now what does this do? Anything? Press A to start the northbound scenario. I'm not going to do that now. Let's get in the cab. Get in this. Well, we should close the door to the cab. Close the cab door. There we go. Jump in the seat. You do not have permission to drive this service. Okay. That's interesting. It said, no, you've left. Oh, we're leaving. Right here, please exit the vehicle. I don't want to exit the vehicle. I want to sit in the first class seat. Doesn't want me on the train. Fine, I'll get off the train. Okay, I have exited the vehicle.
Bitte achten Sie darauf, Ihre persönlichen Gegenstände nicht zurückzulassen.
Well, I don't know what that person said, but here's what I'm saying. I'm Simulator Dirk. Thanks for watching. We should go on up and have a quick look at the loco. I passed a collectible and I didn't even know it. Heli. There's our locomotive. Here we go. So, do I want to give up control of this service? Yes, I do. Alright, so let's see now. That's one thing I haven't really done. Oh, he's leaving! Bye-bye train. Bye-bye station. Bye-bye viewers. I'm Simulator Dirk. See you next time. Thanks for watching. And bye-bye for now.